Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. So what are we doing today? Well, we are going to be working on Omega Men yet again. This is a completely late stream because I am a complete fucking moron and fell asleep because my computer had to do an update. So here we are doing Omega Men things. So what has changed since last time, since last Wednesday? Well, two things. Oh, a few things actually. I added in two new little side stories. Added some images. Fixed these around finally that they're in alphabetical order. Skills have been slightly updated. So if we go here, each character's number of skills determined by their background. We'll get that in a second. Background skills have a modifier behind it, such as 10 or 15, which are added to the base of the skill. If the character chooses a skill already given by their background, they gain an additional 10% on top of it. pretty much if you choose the same skill twice, you're going to get 10%. It's not a huge thing, but it's a thing. Skills are broken down to learn skills, ATB skills, and combat training. Combat training and weapon proficiencies. Learn skills, unique ability. Set of knowledge. Let's see some other things there. We got some art in. Here's our ATB skills, our combat training. So this is backgrounds. Backgrounds are effectively going to be your OCCs from Rifts and just about any of those other kind of games. And what I mean by that is though they are effectively a small conjunction of skills and attributes that give you character a little bit more room to maneuver in. So I did the agency as a kind of a basic one. Yeah. So the idea is you roll a d6, you can be the agent, commando, mercenary, operator, outsider, or a veteran. This is your starting combat, and this is the amount of skills that you choose. And here are your background skills, pretty much skills that you know ahead of time because of your background. So all of these do equal 20. Now, some of them are a lot more useful than others, obviously. Mostly because you get things like, Outsider has 18 chosen skills in basic combat training. Technically, that should be 19. So pretty much, you get things like military and commando training, very useful. But you end up with things such as, let's say a veteran, for example, you get pilot basic, first aid, technical, firearms, and then concealment, stealth, intelligence, yada, yada, yada. And what I should do is put in all characters, regardless of background. Are assumed to have a 98% are assumed to be fluent in their home language, literate in it, as well as have a grasp of basic mathematics. Actually, no. And be literate. Sometimes there's different assumptions for everything because Kevin believes that mathematics basic is a thing that needs to be addressed, or language, you have to put your base in default language. Like I'm not gonna do that to people. It's if you're picking a language skills because you don't know the language. I think that's pretty a reasonable assumption. So I put down these as sample backgrounds because let's say a player says, hey, I don't want to play an agent, commando, mercenary, operator, outsider, veteran. I want to play I want to play like a Delta Green operative, or I want to play a Fear operative. And effectively, it's all right. If you don't want to roll, you don't have to roll. You have 20 skills to choose from. This is what you get. So if I were to, let's say, I want to make a Fear operative. So I want to make a Fear operative. Actually, and again, let's say we're playing a Fear game where everyone is variations of Point Man. So what it would be is, we'll say combat training, military. So that's 2. And our background skills, we can probably have something like or supernatural, stealth, first aid, and what would be another good one for... What would be another good one for a fear guy? Lore, supernatural, stealth, first aid. You could actually probably say technical... what, EMF equipment? Ghost hunting equipment. So, let's see. So, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'd have 14 background skills. Actually, what we can do is we can do something like 10%. So, we have 13 background skills. Boom, done. You no longer have to think about it. Prowl. Do I have Prowl? Like 90% sure I don't, or I put Prowl somewhere else. Because someone asked me what the fuck Prowl is. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should change Prowl. Yeah, Prowl is effectively stealth. I just changed the name on it just because I felt it was... Prowl has different connotations to different people. So I'm like, stealth is exactly what I'm thinking. But so yeah. This would be your fear operative. I've just made that off the cuff. It's done. Streetwise weird. Streetwise doesn't actually have an X next to it. But would that be appropriate? Because Streetwise I take almost directly from... where are you? You're in fucking espionage skills, aren't you? Espionage and rogue skills. Streetwise I take almost directly from Rifts proper. Not Rifts proper, well, Palladium proper. So it would be, if we put an X there, ability to understand, comprehend street-based situations and problems, so make it like... Hi, phone. I can always tell it's going to rain. But, like, if you put Streetwise as an X ability, that means there has to be variations of Streetwise. Actually not a terrible idea. Give Streetwise... Fills out the rogue a little bit. You know, espionage and rogue a little bit to give him X Streetwise. So, yeah, you can probably do something... Actually, what I can do is I can do that, and then we can do... It's Streetwise. Weird 10%. So, boom. We've effectively made a background. So if everyone wants to play, hey, we want to play a fear game where we're all point men, you can do that. That's one thing I want to do. I want to be able to give you the ability to make your OCCs, or not OCCs, whatever the hell you would call them, BCCs, as fast as you feel like. Which brings me to my second helping of these, which are going to be a lot less, dare I say, useful. These are the civilians. Civilians are, well, civvies. They don't really have that much going for them outside being regular people. You aren't commandos. You aren't cool. You are pretty much, you're the pizza delivery boy that got spooked so much you've turned into a ravenous monster. Because that's what Omega Men are. So we have our profession here. No one's going to start with combat training effectively. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to put chosen skill. And we're going to need to put background skills. I'm going to put you here so you don't have a fucking stroke, because if I don't, you probably are. Now, looking through these you may be saying, wow, Notepad, some of these look a little bit weird. And the answer is they should be, because they're all taken from Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. Originally, the idea was to use Dead Rain, but Dead Rain has a lot of very strange things in it. What movie or sequel or crossover would you pay to see in theaters but know it would do horribly? RoboCop vs. Terminator. New Terminator, of course. New RoboCop, not the old ones, not the good ones. Another Alien versus Predator movie, but it's directed by the guy who did all the Resident Evil movies. The really bad Resident Evil movies, or Friday the 13th versus Michael Myers and Halloween. So pretty much Michael Myers versus Freddy Voorhees, fucking Jason Voorhees. Yeah, Jason Voorhees versus Michael Myers. Except it's a PG-13 rating. There you go. Yeah, those would be my 3 movies. I am a monster. You damn well know it, Toast. And the worst part is, you can see it, can't you? You can see that movie. All of them. And they're all terrible. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. There we go. Try to fix the music a little bit so it's actually like hearable, but it doesn't overpower me. But yeah, no, those are the terrible movies that I would pay money to go see. Mostly because I want to see how terribly they can be done. Well, of course, I mean, the Resident Evil director would only direct it if there was a role for his wife to show up. Alien versus Predator, who do you think would be Ripley? Come on, Toast. Come on, Toast, get your head in the game here. We live in a cursed reality and you can't stop it. Which, the new Monster... I saw the Monster Hunter movie. I've been wanting to. What's a SPRUG workshop, Bavicus? The SPRUG workshop is an acronym, which, first off, spell it, look at it backwards. Secondly, it is a single-purpose role-playing unitary game. And it's effectively my attempt at making weird games. They're tiny, weird games that either A, has never been seen before, or people don't usually look at too much. I call it the SPRUG workshop because it's a workshop. I fix things in it. For reference's sake, these are all of the games I've worked on and made at some point. There are quite a few, and a lot of them are very weird or very off-kilter in one way or another. The one I'm working on right now is called the Omega Men. And the Omega Men's entire idea is taking Palladium's Megaversal system and patching it up, updating it for a modern Zoomer crowd, so people kind of understand it and can appreciate it a little bit more. And while I attempt to get people to more people to play Rifts, because Rifts is the greatest game ever created by man, and Kevin is smoking, I believe, is cocaine mixed with heroin. Any advice for relationship mechanics? Depends on how you want to handle relationships. I would say connections between people. Okay, if it's just like connections between people, you can either go the really simplistic method, and if you look in the Notepad document here, and do it something akin to person X, friends, person Y, or what I can do, I do have a thing here. Let's go to the lexicon. Where are you? What I've used a few times to great success is called web of relationships. where effectively every single relationship can be pretty much tracked in something akin to this. So you have this game in particular was all about having a central main character, but it's things like the main character's relationships with their best friend is pretty intense. However, the main character's relationship with their, their best friend who they served together with for a very long time is just as intense. But it's also all these small, points of interest that kind of jump off one another, and all the little weird relationships that form around those micro relationships. What do you do when your best friend's muse is your lover's secret lover, being less like, things are getting pretty weird. It's things like that. Putting together these kind of larger webs usually do fairly well. If you want a little bit more of like a numerical point on things, oh God, what is it? I can see it in the top of my head. Apocalypse World doesn't do a terrible job of that. What it would be is something like HX, friend, Bill, where someone with like a 1 obviously is your friends, but not like really close friends. But something like HX, friend, 5, John, you're really damn good friends. Like, I will go to hell and back for you tier friends. They're both friends, but kind of the intensity of the relationship's a bit different. Hopefully that can give you a little bit more. Relationships are strange in any game, because you can make it simple, or you can make it really complex. System working on 3 stats for each connection, respect, benefit, loyalty, but my biggest problem. Okay, for something like that, with what you have to think about it at a little bit of a different point of view. Respect, benefit, and loyalty, those are fairly broad, entities. You almost have to say it down of, how far away are they on that chain, that metaphorical chain, let's say. If you're too far away, you know each other, but you aren't really that connected. Or you want to give people... Yeah, effectively. Like, if they're too far away, then things change. Because, again, I don't know your family at all, but do you know... like a friend's mom or dad? They're 2 steps away from you, your friend, and then their mom and dad. However, do you know their mom and dad's brother or sister? Do you know your friend's uncle? And it's the further you get away from them, you might know them from a personal standpoint, but not really. So when you're designing a system like that, always keep in mind where people are close and where people aren't close, to kind of cut down those numbers. And for that, if you're going that detailed into relationships, possibly it's not a terrible idea to simplify the numbers down to like a really simplistic degree. Oh God, talking about fucking relationship mechanics all this time. God, let's see. Relationship mechanics are scary. News at 11. So let's see. What we need is... I want everyone to have roughly about 15 chosen. Actually, no. We want everyone to have about 10 chosen skills here, because... magic is fun. Let's all remember, magic is really fun to work with sometimes. Other times it is not fun. What are you thinking about for your magic system? Maybe do something like 12 skills total, and then 3 background skills apiece. So athlete's going to have athlete X. Streetwise sports, and I was a sport man. Okay, so you got a tri-stat system, 6, and then you have, it's kind of a skill-based one. All right, all right. Jesus, you're getting crunchy with this. You're getting crunchy with this one, my friend. Let's say that's a bad thing either. We need some more crunchy systems out there. Oh God. Ugh. All right, yeah, that works pretty good. I take it this is going to be a little bit more of a freeform system, or are you going for something a little bit more? Are you going for something a little bit more detailed out? Athlete X, endurance training backpacker. So we want to do. Oarsmanship. Seems pretty easy to do. I need to see it on paper kind of thing to get a really good sense of things. Let's... Unless, like, yes, Baba Cuss. Alright, alright. Let's see, domestic. Domestic work 10%. And what would be the third one? What would be a third skill for butlers and maids? Probably do. Actually, what we could probably do is something like that. Mostly to piss off a single person. So let's do technical, religion, and lore. Alright, seems pretty simple enough. Clown obviously would have technical clowning. 10%, and of course you have to give clown something really stupid. Oh. Charm, because aren't... Actually, what we can do is technical clowning, performance, clowning. Computer technician, we want to... I'm a computer technician. What do I do? So, actually, what we can do is engineering, computer, technical, computers. And formal sciences, computer engineering. That's actually pretty solid there, Bevicus. That's actually a pretty solid system you got there. Again, probably seeing things on paper would be a little bit good, and then when you're writing this down in a document, my suggestion would have a side note area. Like, for a lot of my games, what I like to do is I put in... Do I actually... Please tell me I have a side note in this game. I do not believe I do, because I'm dumb. But a lot of the time I like putting in... Here, no, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Okay. Cooking mechanics. I like to have things like this. Because for someone like me, I enjoy being able to see it. And see it in work. So when you're doing this, when you're determining everything, at the very end, have like a small section being like, all right, so let's do something. Here's our sample character. He's going to have, you know, all of these. He's going to have intelligence, influence, intelligence, influence, intelligence, and protection, and wisdom and influence. Major skills. So he's going to have name, magic, binding, and enchantment. Those are going to be his 3. Because some people can read it all and just get it. Other people are like, I need to see this in action. A lot of people, when they do see it, like, oh, this makes complete sense. That would be my one suggestion there. But from what you've told me so far, there, Bobicus, it makes sense. I see exactly where you're going. Could be a little bit meaty, but sometimes you need to front load things like that, which again isn't bad. You know, I think you're on the right track here, and I think you're doing pretty damn good in that regard. Let's see. Yeah. Brought. Convict. So we're going to need streetwise, criminal. Actually, we can give them basic combat training. And weapon proficiency, makeshift melee. So Convict's going to be fundamentally a damn good fighter above everyone else, because again, hey, I'm a literal. So let's see, we want cooking 10%, And what would be another solid skill to give a cook? Who is a cook? We can do technical food, not food craft, cuisine. Detective. So, detective. We need to go to espionage and rogue skills. Investigation. Streetwise criminals. More of a private eye than a detective, but firefighter. We're going to have endurance training. What would be some other good ones? So we need technical firefighting. And what would be another good skill to give these guys? Now, if I really wanted to, it would be... let's see, it would be weapon proficiency. Makeshift melee. Because... no, it would be not makeshift. It would be probably bladed. Because what I'm thinking of is the fire axe and the, not Jimmy Bar firefighter. I can see it in the top of my head, and it's going, what is that name? Oh, God. What are you? What are you? Where are you? Where are you? It's I know what it is. It's effectively, it's one of their caliber bars, caber bar, caber? Is that what it is? Caber bars? Firefighter, caber, DTA. Actually, the last firefighter, CDDA. Come on, come on, I know it. I'm not losing my mind, I promise. Uh, Damn it, you lose you gain a special item, and it's a really nice item, and then I can see it and don't know what the fuck it's called. It saved me a lot. Halligan bar, that's it. These things. Haha, I'm a genius. Yeah, this is a Halligan bar. These things are like really cool, tools to help like open up objects and save people inside. They are multi tools effectively for firefighters. You start with one of those, and they are very useful and saved me a lot in CTDA. Oh boy. So yeah, this is like a fairly like basic firefighter kit. That's why they're going to get bladed objects, because they can just fucking beat you to death with a fucking fire axe if they really wanted to. Handyman. You're going to get a lot of useful things, handyman. Handyman. are you? We want general mechanics and give 10% bonus on that. And trade X. So if you want to play I am a plumber, yeah, you're going with handyman. So you're actually, let's see, you're going to get technical cleaning, streetwise. Actually, no, that's I am the janitor. What does the janitor know? Let's see. Okay, actually, you'd get technical cleaning. As the janitor, your job is to fix everything. So you get a little bit of that. Lawyer, so technical, law, 10%. And cram school. Lumberjack. So you're also going to get weapon proficiency, bladed melee weapons. You're not going to get endurance training. You are going to get an ATP skill, though. So actually, you're going to do trade lumberjack. You're going to get... What am I looking at? Technical. Oh, well, obviously, you're going to get labor. Medical resident. You're going to get a bunch of medical things. Actually, what I can do is we can do... no, we want to do... We're going to give them empathy. Medicine 10%. And medicine 10%. Punk. What does a punk know? So, obviously, I think we're going to give them combat training basic. Because they're a punk. We're going to give them trade music. And what would be another? Oh, just streetwise. We'll do nightlife. Nightlife? Saturday is all right for a fight. Salesman. Telling, talking, dead name, magic, chanting, summoning, binding. Yeah, that's a pretty solid. That's a pretty solid set of things there, Babakez. It kind of covers all your bases in more ways than one. I take it you're going for more of a quote low magic end quote perception. I take it there's not going to be someone being like, "Oh, hello, I'm going to cast fireball." Exactly. From what I'm looking at here, anyway, you're not going for fireball, magic missile, and the assortment but looks like a little bit more magic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, witchy. That's the word I'm looking for. Occultic, you could even call it. That's all. I always have to ask that people when they're like, "All right, here's my cool new magic system." I'm like, "All right, come on, hit me up. What is it?" And be like, "All right, here's how you cast fireball." And it's like, "Oh, okay." So actually, we're gonna need barter 10% on the salesman. This is gonna be Actually, yeah, we can do barter, deception, and what would be another good skill for? Probably give them intelligence as well. The idea is that as a salesman, you're always kind of poking and prodding things. Security, guess what? You're getting combat training. We'll give them combat training basic. Actually, if we want, we can. Let's change that to cop. We can give them combat training. Well, would be a kind of a cop combat training. Actually, yeah, we can keep it as security, I think. Stardew Valley plus Twin Peaks. That is one hell of a combination. I mean, I'm down. Yeah, Gumshoe's pretty solid. Oh, God, I can see it at the top of my head. There's another one that does those kind of games really well, and I cannot see it. Oh, God. But yeah, no, Gumshoe is probably your best bet when it comes to like investigative stuff. I would also recommend looking at things like Call of Cthulhu and its adjacent games because they all have investigation mechanics in there at some point. So that's kind of my suggestion in that regard. So we want combat training basic. Probably you can put in athletics here as well. Teacher, so we want to do technical teaching. Actually, what we can do is probably technical education. And then we're probably going to put in something simple like... Oh, I know. Education, public speaking, and command. Or empathy. That's a tough one. I'm going to go with empathy, actually. Good teachers, anyway, are empathetic. Tweakers. So we want to do streetwise, criminals, technical, drugs. And we probably want to put in first aid. Not even technical. Actually, you know, let's do technical drugs. Because the idea being... Not criminals. We can probably put streetwise. Yeah, we'll do technical drugs because the idea is this like, hey, I'm gonna get my fucking PCP. Not PCP. Actually, dealers. All right, so we've got all our basic professions. We're going to copy paste this. We're going to put this in. Paste unlinked. Delete 4 columns. We want to do profession, go all the way down here. We want to do, where are you? Scooby-Doo, where are you? Do. And there we go. Civilian sample backgrounds, and we want to do insert footnote, all civilian backgrounds have a total of 15 skills. Yeah, Gumshoe is pretty simple. But sometimes when it comes to things like investigation, that's kind of what you're looking for. Yeah, relationships. There is a game. I cannot remember at the top of my head. It's going to drive me insane. It does relationships in kind of that regard of investigative relationships and things like that. It does that pretty well. I cannot remember it. I cannot remember it for the life of me. I apologize for that. But there is a game that does something akin to that. I thought Gumshoe did, actually. Smallville's a pretty good one, too. Yeah, Cortex. That's another one you should look at. Cortex Prime. I want to say it's Cortex Prime. There's so many Cortex. If you ever want to lose your mind, just go down the Cortex rabbit hole and you'll quickly realize that it's insanity. Let's see, so... Okay, yeah, let's probably remove that civilian agency sample background. All civilians, total of 15 skills. Alright, so we're done here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put heading 2, the Omega Strain. Fuck, why are you normal text? Nani? Oh no. Oh no. Something is breaking. Oh, I think I know what I did wrong. Notepad made a goof. Notepad made a big, oh, there we go. That's what happened. Oh god. Okay, there we go. Like, oh no. There we go. Yeah, well, I guess you have combat training. Actually, wait a second. You're not Lato. You're not Lato, are you? Oh no. We want to do Lato 12. Okay, let's put you, extend you out this way. We need to put the tweaker in here now. Can we fit? Okay, maybe if we bump this down to 10. There we go. God, it hurts being this massively intelligent that I managed to fuck something as simple as this up. Let's see, convict, clowning, chaplain. I think I got a good base. Figuring out how the dice rolls and junk work. A few games happen in downtime. Like, here's the thing. Your downtime in kind of investigation games, downtime is almost the main game. For every, exciting bit of, haha, look at me, I burst into the room, you're going to have a lot of, all right, let's sit in another room and learn something. Yeah, it's kind of that effective, taking Stardew Valley as an example. Stardew Valley is effectively a game of going around and doing some things and occasionally chatting with people. That's going to be your two games. Your downtime is going to be 50% of your game almost. There are... Can I point you to an exact game that does this? No, I can't. Do I know they exist? Yes. Again, take a look around, and you're going to want to look for, dare I say, slice of life games. One thing I would recommend looking in on, if anything, is look in on Japanese RPGs, because they do that quite a bit. Ryutama may be a good one. Let's see, Ryutama. Yeah, like there's a few Japanese RPGs that may be able to help you, that may give you what you're looking for, because a lot of JRPGs have those kind of mechanics built into things, because the Japanese RPG industry is fucking weird. Love it to death, mind you, but it is very strange, very different than what we would consider normal here in the West. Also, thank you for following. Apologies, this is not exactly a pulse-pounding, exciting stream. I do this for fun. Let's see, what am I looking for? I want to say there's actually a Twin Peaks RPG out there. What am I looking for? Wait a second. I know a game that might be able to help you out. Where is it? No, that's not it. Where are you? It's not help. It's a terrible name. But there is a game called Small Towns, and it is a game about what you're kind of looking for. It's a very simple game. Came out a few years ago. It doesn't have a lot of the witchy aspects or goes really deep in, but if you can look around, you may be able to find it. That may be that may help you out with some things. It's like, I know there's a Twin Peaks game. I'm like, it's that one. Oh, wait a second. I gotta update the follower count. Yeah, I'm still amazed I hit 50 followers doing this shit. Trust me, you missed you weren't here for the previous project, which is just me losing my goddamn mind. Let's see. Is the X Factor and the Omega. In the Omega Man. The Omega Man creation. By a powerful stimuli. A regular person twists and contorts to become the sociopathic mega. They become stronger, scarier, and far more hungry. So it'd be hungrier and hungrier. When designing a character, apply the omega gene effects last. So we want to do plus 1d4 power, plus 1d4 HRD, plus 1d6 health, plus 2d6 endurance, plus 1d4 speed, plus 2d4 willpower, as you literally become a budget sociopath. Yeah, I'm like, this is what I do. I'd like to believe that I do things for entertainment value, but let's be frank. Let's see, again, we've got our hardiness. What else are we looking for? So 2d4 will, 1d4 power, 1d4 HRD will, 1d6 additional health, actually plus 1d6 health level. And plus 2d6 endurance level. And then we're going to get plus 10, we're going to get the hunting skill, plus 10%. And you're also going to get the Omega Gene skill. Actually, no. Actually, call it the Omega Sense. Omega Sense skill. Which we're going to call it at 35 plus 7%. The idea is that an Omega can pretty much find other so let's see, the ability to find other Omega Men, as well as track, as well as detect supernatural entities. So what we can probably do is, yeah, 35 plus 7%, you're going to be finding things out pretty quickly. So potentially you can max out your hunting skill pretty damn fast as an Omega Man, but that's kind of the point. You are a hunter. You are a natural monster you are a natural monster hunter. Pseudo sociopathic Omega, stronger, scarier, hungrier. So, Mega Men require caloric intake and ectoplasm to remain functional. Should an Omega not consume, at least, let's see, so calorie intake average. So we're looking at about okay, let's see. 15,000 calories are let's say pretty average. Consume at least, yeah, you're gonna need. Should not consume at least 3,000 calories daily. They will begin to go hungry. Devouring ectoplasm or supernatural creatures mitigates this hunger. And in Omega Man, when an Omega Man begins to starve, they will lose half of all of their attributes. Actually, they will take a -10 to all of their attributes, and a -20% to all skills. Actually, no, they will take a -2 to all attributes, and -10% to, not 110%, no, just 10% to all skills. Every day, they do not satisfy themselves. Should they hit -10 or should they hit -10 / -50%, they will go feral and attack someone. And attack another human being. And will attempt to satisfy themselves. Actually, let's see. Eat properly. Should they hit? Pretty much if you go 5 days without eating, probably go feral and attempt to satisfy themselves one way or another. So the idea being that as an Omega Man, you need to eat. You are always on the hunt to kill bigger monsters to satisfy that food. Or you're going to need to eat like 3,000 calories daily, a minimum, to even remain functional. Now, you don't really think 3,000 calories, let's do a Big Mac, for example. A Big Mac is 563 calories. Now, you have to remember, let's do some math. So let's do 563 times 3 times 5. You effectively need to eat about 6 Big Macs a day. To remain, a functional human being. If you don't eat that, amount of food daily, you're going to go hungry, and it only is going to get worse. Actually, I should actually add that. Consume at least 3,000 calories daily, plus 500 per level. And so, at really high levels, you're going to need to eat supernatural creatures. Delicious water. That, or you're going to have to stab Casper the Friendly Ghost to death once or twice, and devour his fucking soul because you're really hungry. And I still have no idea where I found this image. It's like, oh yeah, here's Bread Girl in here. Actually, it's from. You want to know what it is? It's Division fan art. That's. Let's see. Okay, we've got. Okay, we got the Omega Gene. So we've got character creation done. Welcome aboard, Sleeps. You missed me writing about the Omega Gene. otherwise known as eat fucking calories. Eat 6 Big Macs daily at level 1 to make sure you don't eat your neighbor. Actually, I'm curious. How many calories are in a human being, human body? All right, so yeah, so eating a human being. Huh, all right. So yeah, and a human being will be able to save you for a while. Don't worry, there's some big think times. It's pretty much what it is. The Omega Gene gives you a bunch of attributes. However, the big thing is you're going to need to eat. You need to consume at least 3,000 calories daily, plus 500 a level. So 3,000 at level 1. At level 5, that would be 5,500 calories effectively that you need to eat daily to function, and not want to eat your friends. So let's see. We could probably do health at this point. And our final parts. The characters make a name for themselves. Alright, so your health perished. It's your HRD. Endurance is 3d6 with an average of 10 plus HRD. So, and you're going to get a pretty healthy amount of just bonus health. Which what I can actually do is probably 1d4. HRD, it's going to be plus 1d4 level. Actually, no. You're going to get 1d2 a level. And here you're going to get 1d4 level. This is just going to be your natural recovery rates. Become a cringe nene baby. Let's see. There we go. Usually when it's something akin to this, I can actually open up the right one. Usually like this, when someone sees this, it's 500 a level. That's how people usually read that. If it was something like 4 divided, like 4 out of 2, that's all a division really is. So, plus 500 every level. Yeah, welcome to Synax when it comes to good old-fashioned English language. Or at least I might put this up on the Discord anyway, and have people look through to make sure there is no terrible thing, about it. Because so far we're done with character creation, which might seem like a lot, and it is quite a lot, but it's actually not as bad as it looks. That's not what I wanted at all. Let's see. Oh yeah, we do have anonymous post. We do have X posters here. I did research for this one. I went to X. I was like, I need to figure out what's an X. And X is exactly the one thing I think of it's always going to be, and it's great. I love X. They're insane there. Okay, so we've got endurance and health, so what do we need to work on next? Probably going to call it here, but what I'm going to do is we're going to get a things to do list. So our things to do, we need to get combat sorted out, which combat's not going to be too difficult to do. I already have a lot of the combat bits and pieces. I need to just patch that up and behind the scenes and unga bunga my way to victory, because if we look at combat here, the idea is you roll d20 versus the target natural survival rating. This is the natural survival ratings. Everyone has a 4. There are things that I need to do and patch up here. I don't quite know how I want to do it yet, though. But we have that. We're going to need to do, let's see, oh yeah, advancement, obviously. Advancement's going to be tied entirely to consuming supernaturals. What other points did I put in here that I wanted to do? Succubus GF thread, please help. Nah, X is strange because you get people who are like, it's the Rothschild, and you're like, where's my yum yum boys? Where's my fucking yum yum succubus mommy milkers? And then it's just being like, guys, I think there's a skinwalker outside. I keep hearing screams in the middle of the night, and then they go off, and I'm like, let's see. That might not actually be a bad idea. So we can do the under this, we can do the cryptid devouring. Yeah, cryptid devour integration. What other parts do we really need? It is kind of a perfect balance of paranoia and horniness. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look through things to double check to see what we're looking for. But yeah, I forgot. We also got another very important thing today. This isn't going to happen today. This isn't going on today at all. I can guarantee you that. March 6th. We're looking at a very special game. Guess you found the full art book. And in case you're wondering, yeah, we're going through this. Every single bit of it. And it's pretty fucking magical. And it's going to be a magical experience, Sleep. But yeah, you get some. Where's my favorite piece that really bamboozled my noggin? No, this one was pretty good. See, the hard part is I'm going to have to like worry about things like this. Will that violate Twitch TOS? And then I realize you can't violate TOS with this game, because if you do, you're a bunch of bigots. You get things like this. I like this art, but I'll go over that a little bit more. Yes. Oh, trust me. March 6th, I'm gonna have to do a big old show. Be like, there's gonna be a lead up. I'm gonna be ready for this, because it's gonna be a fun and exciting adventure. Also, remember, you will never be as cool as this man. You will never be as cool as him. Let's see. Where's the other one that was... Where's the other piece of art that was really jankatronics? That I saw it for the first time, I'm like, this is everything I wanted and nothing else. Where are you? Ah, here we go. My favorite piece. I'm ready. I'm fucking ready. I'm scared. I'm scared, Sleep. I'm real fucking scared. Look at that face. Look at it. Look at the fear in those eyes. I'm ready. I'm fucking ready. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be great. All right. I am going to head off now, though. I'm gonna double check some things for our Mega Man and see what we